Welcome student to the class of biochemistry. Today we will learn about the biological oxidation. So in biological oxidation it comes oxidation, reduction, the enzyme involved in this oxidation, then electron transport chain. So we will see one by one. First is oxidation. Oxidation is defined as a loss of electron, means donation of electron, and reduction is gain of electron. In image you can see in oxidation there is a loss of electron, and in reduction there is a gain of electron by particular molecule or substrate. The electron lost in oxidation is accepted by particular acceptor, which is said to be reduced, which is present in reduced state. The oxidation reduction is tightly coupled process, means oxidation taken place along with reduction. Someone will accept the electron and someone will donate the electron. For example, oxidation of NADH to NAD, means NADH is donating his hydrogen to form NAD, which couple with the reduction of FMN to FMNH, means here NADH is donating his proton to form NAD. At the same time that hydrogen will be accepted by FMN to form FMNH. Here in image you see NADH. Here it will donate its electron and form NAD. Here at the same time same electron or proton will be accepted by FMN to form FMNH2. That's why oxidation and reduction is tightly coupled process. This oxidation and reduction is depend on the redox potential of that particular molecule. So we will see what is meant by redox potential. Oxidation or reduction potential is a quantitative measure of tendency of redox pair to lose or gain the electrons, means whatever the pair involved in redox oxidation reduction reaction, they have a tendency where one molecule have a tendency to donate the electron and one molecule have the tendency to gain the electron. The redox pair are assigned specific standard redox potential at pH 7 and 25 degrees Celsius. The more negative redox potential represent the greater tendency to lose the electron. It means the molecule which have negative redox potential, it will donate the electron, whereas more positive redox potential indicate the greater tendency to accept the electron. Here the molecule which have positive redox potential value, it will accept the electron. Electron flow from more negative redox potential to another redox pair which having more positive redox potential. The redox potential is directly related to the change in free energy of that molecule. Then enzyme involved in biological oxidation. All enzymes participate in biological oxidation belongs to group oxidoreductase, means oxidation reduction molecule. Oxidoreductase is one of the class in enzymes. These oxidoreductase are further classified into 4 groups. First is oxidase, second is dehydrogenase, third is hydroperoxidase, and fourth one is oxygenase. Now we will see one by one all these 4 enzymes. First is oxidase enzyme. The enzyme is catalyze the elimination of hydrogen molecule from the substrate. So oxidase molecule, these are the enzymes which involve in the removal of hydrogen from the substrate, but the hydrogen is accepted by oxygen to mostly form water. For example, cytochrome oxidase, tyrosinase, monoamine oxidase, it is the exception. In place of H2O, it forms the H2O2. Then some flavor protein containing molecules such as FAD or FMN also belong to this category of. Some flavor protein containing FAD or FMN also belong to category of this oxidase enzyme. For example, L-amino acid oxidase is required coenzyme FMN and xanthine oxidase which require the coenzyme FAD. Now we will see the enzyme of example of enzyme oxidase. So here you can see one is L-tyrosine and another is L-dopa. Okay, so here tyrosine is donating its hydrogen and taking oxygen. So here you can see there is no hydrogen. In place of here there is no hydrogen. Hydrogen is donating to the oxygen. Then next example is example of glucose oxidase. Here the hydrogen present at molecule is accepted by oxygen molecule to form H2O, H2O2, and one hydrogen is less from the molecule. In oxidase enzyme, hydrogen is removed from the substrate and it is accepted by oxygen. Here also hydrogen is removed from the substrate or molecule and it is accepted by hydrogen to form either water or H2O2 molecule. Then next example is dehydrogenase. So here the dehydrogenase enzyme, they also remove the hydrogen atom from the substrate, but that hydrogen atom cannot be utilized by oxygen. The acceptor will be other than oxygen in dehydrogenase, whereas in oxidase hydrogen acceptor is oxygen. The dehydrogenase enzyme catalyzes the reversible transfer of hydrogen atom from one substrate to another substrate. This brings the oxidation reduction reaction. For example of these dehydrogenase enzymes are NAD dependent dehydrogenase, for example alcohol dehydrogenase, then glycerol 3-phosphate dehydrogenase, then NAD dependent dehydrogenase. In this group include HMG coenzyme reductase, then enol reductase, then third group is FMN dependent dehydrogenase. In this NADH dehydrogenase is come under. Then next class is FAD dependent dehydrogenase. The example of this dehydrogenase are succinate dehydrogenase, acyl coenzyme A dehydrogenase, then all the cytochromes of electron transport chain, for example B, A, C1 and C, these are come under dehydrogenase class, except terpenes cytochrome oxidase A and A3. These are cytochrome, but they are not come under the class dehydrogenase because they transfer the hydrogen to oxygen molecule. That's why A and A3 does not belong to dehydrogenase group. They come under oxidase group. Here you can see alcohol dehydrogenase. They are NAD dependent dehydrogenase. Here the hydrogen is removed from the molecule. Okay, but here hydrogen is not accepted by oxygen. That's why there is no formation of water. Only hydrogen is shifting from here to NAD to form NADH, not to oxygen. Here hydrogen is shifting to NAD, not to the oxygen in dehydrogenase, whereas in oxidase it shifted to oxygen. Then third class is hydroperoxidase enzymes. The hydrogen peroxide is the substrate for hydroperoxidase enzymes. There is a constant production of H2O2 or hydrogen peroxide in reaction catalyzed by aerobic dehydrogenase. The harmful effect of H2O2 are prevented by hydroperoxidase. For example, the enzyme come under hydroperoxidase are peroxidase enzyme and catalase enzyme. They break down the H2O2 into H2O and oxygen molecule and prevent the tissue from harmful effect of hydrogen peroxide. Fourth class is oxygenase enzyme. The group of enzyme catalyze the direct incorporation of oxygen molecule into the substrate molecule. Then oxygenase enzymes are further classified into two groups. First is dioxygenase, also called true oxygenase molecule. These enzymes are responsible for the incorporation of both the atom of oxygen into substrate. Here, in dioxygenase enzyme, two oxygen molecules are incorporated into the substrate. For example, the enzymes come under this class are homogeneous oxidase and L-tryptophan pyrrolase. Here in image you see two oxygen here and here OH. One oxygen will be added here and one oxygen are added here to form different molecule. So here both the oxygen are incorporated or added into the substrate. To such enzyme which involve in addition of both the oxygen in substrate are called dioxygenase enzymes. Second class come under oxygenase enzymes is monooxygenase, also called mixed function oxidase. This enzyme catalyzes the incorporation of one atom of oxygen in substrate, while other oxygen is reduced to water molecule. In dioxygenase, both molecules are incorporated, but in monooxygenase, only one molecule is incorporated and other is reduced to water molecule. NADPH usually provide the reducing equivalent to, or NADPH is provide the hydrogen molecule to form water. The example of monooxygenase enzymes is cytochrome P450 monooxygenase microsome. So here you see there is a dopamine. Okay, here one oxygen will be added here to form OH molecule. Okay, one reducing equivalent is provided by hydrogen. Form Na, here OH is formed. Only one oxygen is involved and second oxygen is reduced to water molecule. So one molecule in substrate and one molecule to water. Such enzymes called monooxygenase enzymes. Then electron transport chain. The electron transport chain, it is carried out in mitochondria. The mitochondria are also called powerhouse of the cell. The size, shape and number of mitochondria are vary depending on upon the location and species. Mitochondria has two membrane. One is the outer membrane and another is inner membrane. The outer membrane of mitochondria is simple, composed of 50% lipid and 50% protein. And this outer membrane is permeable to most of the small molecule. Whereas the inner membrane is structurally and functionally very complex and show very high selective permeability to particular molecule. And the inner mitochondrial membrane is roughly contain 80% protein and 20% lipid, whereas outer membrane contain 50% lipid and 50% protein. The space which is present between outer and inner membrane is known as intermembrane space. The protons are pumped out from matrix during electron transport chain in intermembrane space. Okay, the inner membrane has a folding called cristae which increases the surface area of membrane and separate the internal matrix from intermembrane space. The inner membrane contain electron carriers for the electron transport chain. The inner membrane of mitochondria contain the carrier for to carry out the electron transport chain. The enzyme like ATP synthase for oxidative phosphorylation are also present in that which involve in transport several protein. The matrix contain enzyme involved in citric acid cycle, beta oxidation of fatty acid, urea cycle and hemoglobin synthesis. Here the image of mitochondria. This is the outer membrane of mitochondria which is simple. Okay, then this is the inner membrane of mitochondria which folded to form cristae. Okay, the space between this inner membrane and outer membrane is called intermembrane space. Okay, and this is the matrix of mitochondria. The reducing equivalent from various metabolic intermediate are transferred to coenzyme NAD and FAD. So during glycolysis or beta oxidation of fatty acid or citric acid cycle, hydrogen are transferred to NAD and FAD to form NADH and FADH2. Then this NADH and FADH2 are reducing coenzyme. They are passed through the electron transport chain and finally reduce oxygen to water. So this NADH and hydrogen or FADH2, they transfer their hydrogen and electron to the electron transport chain. Then there is a series of reaction takes place. Finally this proton or electron reduce the oxygen to water. The passage of electron through electron transport chain associated with loss of free energy, and the part of this free energy is used to produce ATP from ADP and PR in electron transport chain. So we first will see the structural organization of respiratory chain. The inner mitochondrial membrane is disrupted into 5 distinct respiratory or enzyme complex. These enzyme complex are known as complex 1, complex 2, complex 3, complex 4 and complex 5. Out of this complex 5, complex 1 to complex 4 are electron carrier. They only transfer electron from one complex to another complex or into intermembrane space, whereas complex 5 is responsible for the ATP synthesis. Then component of respiratory chain. The component of respiratory chain are nicotinamide nucleotides, then cytochromes, flavoprotein, iron sulfur protein and coenzyme Q. First is nicotinamide nucleotides. The NAD and NADP are derived from vitamin niacin. The NAD is more actively involved in electron transport chain. NAD is reduced to NADH and hydrogen ion by dehydrogenase enzyme with the removal of 2 hydrogen atom from substrate. Okay, then this NADH will further get oxidized to transfer its proton through electron transport chain. NADPH is usually not the substrate for electron transport chain. Then next component is cytochromes. Cytochromes are the class of hemoprotein containing iron as a heme group attached to protein. These cytochrome are present in all living tissue that require the oxygen. The amount of cytochrome varies and is proportional to the respiratory activity of tissues. Means more respiratory activity takes place in tissue, more cytochromes will be present in that tissue. They are involved in transfer of electron in association with reversible change in the oxidation state of heme protein from ferrous state to ferric state and ferric state to ferrous state. Then next are flavoproteins. These in flavoproteins there are 2 enzyme complex. First is NADH dehydrogenase and second is succinate dehydrogenase. The enzyme NADH dehydrogenase, also called NADH coenzyme Q reductase, is a flavoprotein, and FMN is act as a prosthetic group for NADH. Previously we seen the oxidation reduction reaction example where oxidation of NADH is carried out coupled with reduction of FMN to form FMNH2. The coenzyme FMN accepts 2 electron from NADH and proton to form FMNH2. NADH dehydrogenase is a complex enzyme and closely associated with iron sulfur protein. Then next is iron sulfur protein. This protein contains iron atom that are bound to the sulfur atom of cysteine residue of protein. They exist in oxidized ferrous form and reduced ferric form. One iron sulfur protein participates in the transfer of electron from FMN to coenzyme Q, whereas other iron sulfur protein help in the transfer of electron from cytochrome B to cytochrome C1. Then coenzyme Q. The coenzyme Q is also a quinone derivative which contain long isoprenoid side chain. also called as ubiquinone because it present ubiquitously in everywhere in biological system. These coenzyme Qs are a lipid soluble compound and freely diffusible within the inner membrane. They are capable of undergoing reversible redox reaction. Coenzyme Q can accept the hydrogen atom from both FMNH2 produced by NADH dehydrogenase and from FADH2 which is produced by succinate dehydrogenase in complex 2. Then site of ATP production in electron transport chain. The arrangement of this protein carrier, whatever we discussed, like cytochromes, nucleotides, then iron sulfur protein and coenzyme Q, this carrier protein are arranged on the based on their tendency of each molecule to accept or release the electron, that is based on the electron reduction potential of that molecule, which is we discussed few minutes before. The reduction potential is measure of energy release when compound accept the electron. Its value is expressed in term of volt and it shows the willingness of the compound to accept the electron. More positive reduction potential molecule or carrier means more the willingness to accept the electron, which is we discussed previously. Similarly, more negative value means more tendency to donate the electron. Electron moves spontaneously in forward direction from molecule with more negative charge to the molecule with more positive charge. This also we discuss in redox potential. The molecule with more negative reduction potential will be arranged on extreme left, for example NADH. As you proceed from left to right side of the chain, positive charge on that carrier protein will gradually increase and it reaches the maximum at the extreme right. For example, oxygen, which is the final acceptor of hydrogen in electron transport chain. The electron flow through the electron transport chain is irreversible process. Now here see the substrate. Then from substrate hydrogen are transferred to NAD, which having -32 value or redox potential. Then electron will move from NAD to FMN having more positive charge than NAD. Then FMN2 it will transport to coenzyme Q having more positive charge or positive redox potential than FMN. Likewise, redox potential value is increasing. That's why it will be FMN will be transfer hydrogen to coenzyme Q because it is more positive. But if we compare between cytochrome coenzyme Q and cytochrome B, so cytochrome B having more positive redox potential than coenzyme Q. That's why it will again transfer to this and it will accept because it having more redox potential than coenzyme Q. Likewise, the redox potential is increasing and electron and proton are transferring from one molecule to another, and at extreme right there is a oxygen having highest redox potential which will accept the proton or hydrogen. The electron transport chain has been separated into 5 components or called 5 complex. In complex 1 it comes NADH dehydrogenase. In complex 2 it comes succinate dehydrogenase. Complex 3 comes ubiquinol dehydrogenase. Then complex 4 comes cytochrome oxidase and complex 5 ATP synthase. First is complex 1, also called NADH dehydrogenase. This enzyme contains covalently bound FMN as a prosthetic group. The NADH and hydrogen from mitochondrial membrane matrix cause the reduction of FMN to FMNH2. Okay, then this FMNH2 will be reduced to ubiquinol from ubiquinol H2 through iron sulfur protein. In this course of electron transfer from FMNH2 to ubiquinol, 4 protons are pumped out from matrix into intermembrane space. Okay. Then complex 2, succinate dehydrogenase. It oxidizes succinate into fumarate, in which covalently bound FAD of the enzyme is converted into FADH2. Again, similarly same, FADH2 will reduce the ubiquinol into ubiquinol H2. This ubiquinol also diffuse to complex 3. Okay, but there are no proton are pump out in intermembrane space like complex 1. Okay. In complex 3, also called ubiquinol dehydrogenase or cytochrome BC1 complex, the UQH2 complex from 1 and complex 2 donates its electron to cytochrome B. Thus, cytochrome B get reduced. This reduced cytochrome B then donates its electron to cytochrome C1 because cytochrome C1 having more reduction potential than cytochrome B. Then in turn to cytochrome C. During this electron transfer, 4 proton are pumped out into the intermembrane space. Okay, means in complex 1, 4 protons are moved in intermembrane space and 4 proton move in intermembrane space in complex 3. There are no proton pumped out in or intermembrane space in complex 2. The cytochrome C is a water soluble and loosely attached molecule. Then complex 4, also called cytochrome oxidase. It contains cytochrome A and cytochrome A3. The electron from reduced cytochrome C are passed to cytochrome A and then to cytochrome A3. This cytochrome is the only electron carrier in which heme iron has a free ligand that can react directly with molecular oxygen. The reduction of O2 with electron and proton result in the formation of water molecule. The reduction of one molecule of O2 to H2O require addition of 4 electrons. In this electron transfer, only 2 protons are pumped out in intermembrane space. In complex 1, 4 proton move. In complex 2, there are no proton move in intermembrane space. Then in complex 3, 4 proton move in intermembrane space, and complex 4, only 2 proton pump out in intermembrane space. Then complex 5, also called ATP synthase. ATP synthase is a multi-subunit enzyme composed of several polypeptides. It is also called FO-F1 ATP synthase. It contains the base FO and stop connecting headpiece F1. FO component is a proton channel. FO, in that O indicate the sensitivity to oligomycin, an antibiotic which prevent the entry of proton and thereby inhibiting the ATP synthesis. The passage of proton from intermembrane space to the matrix through the complex 5 energize the enzyme which synthesize the ATP from ADP and PI or inorganic phosphate. So whatever the proton move in intermembrane space in complex 1, complex 3 and complex 4, they come inside in the matrix through this F1 FO complex. The proton which are pumped during complex 1, complex 3 and complex 4 in intermembrane space, this proton will move from intermembrane space to matrix through FO-F1 ATP synthase, during which ATP will be synthesized from ADP and inorganic phosphate. The NADH dependent dehydrogenase pump out 10 proton in intermembrane space, whereas FAD dependent dehydrogenase pump out 6 proton. So in NADH dependent dehydrogenase, 4 proton will move from complex 1, then 4 proton from complex 3 and 2 proton from complex 4, total 10 proton. Whereas in FAD dependent dehydrogenase, it's directly start from complex 2. In complex 2, there are no proton pump outside or in intermembrane space. 4 proton are moved in intermembrane space in complex 3 and 2 proton move in intermembrane space in complex 4, total 6. Thus 1 ATP is synthesized for every 4 proton entering the matrix through FO-F1 ATP synthase system. The net yield of ATP per 1 molecule of NADH oxidized is 2.5. 10 divided by 4, 2.5. Okay, and 6 divided by 4, 1.5 for FADH molecule. That's why for NADH 2.5 or 3 ATP are synthesized, and for FADH 2 or 1.5 ATP are synthesized. Then complex 1 to 4, their name and their function. For complex 1, NADH dehydrogenase is called the reduction of ubiquinol by NADH. Means NADH shift is hydrogen to ubiquinol. Then succinate dehydrogenase is also called the reduction of ubiquinol molecule by succinate in complex 2. Then third one is ubiquinol dehydrogenase. It transfers the electron from UBQH2, which are hydrogen derived from NADH, and succinate to cytochrome C. Then complex 4 called cytochrome oxidase. They transfer the electron from cytochrome C, which derived from ubiquinol, to cytochrome C and then to oxygen. Here the overview of electron transport chain. So here NADH in matrix, it transferred its molecule or hydrogen to FMN to form FMNH2, and then is to further ubiquinol. During that process, 4 protons are pumped in intermembrane space. This is intermembrane space, this is outer membrane, and this is inner membrane. This is the matrix. 4 proton move. Similarly, during succinate to fumarate, FADH2 FAD accept the proton, but there is no pumping of proton in intermembrane space. Then this proton from complex 1 and complex 2, it will be transferred to ubiquinol Q, then it to cytochrome C. During that, 4 proton again move into intermembrane space in third complex. Then from C to A and A, 8 complex 4, here out of 4 proton, 2 proton are accepted by oxygen to form water. Here 2 proton are accepted by oxygen. 2 proton are pumped out in intermembrane space. So in NADH dependent dehydrogenase, 4 plus 2, 10 proton are pumped in intermembrane space. Whereas in FADH dependent dehydrogenase, first step is skipped because it started from here. So only 6 proton are moved in intermembrane space. That's why from NADH we get 2.5 or 3 ATP, and from FADH2 we get only 1.5 or 2 ATPs. These whatever the proton are present in intermembrane space, they will come through the here FO-F1 complex. When these proton are come through this, here you see it produce the energy. That energy is utilized to synthesize ATP from ADP and inorganic phosphate. Then oxidative phosphorylation. The synthesis of ATP from ADP and inorganic phosphate is called oxidative phosphorylation. The electron transport chain or electron transport through electron transport chain is linked with the release of free energy when proton entered into the matrix. The process of synthesizing ATP from ADP and inorganic phosphate is coupled with the electron transport chain is known as oxidative phosphorylation. The complex 5 is the site of oxidative phosphorylation. Then PO ratio, it refers to the number of inorganic phosphate molecule utilized for the ATP generation for every atom of oxygen is consumed. The PO ratio represents the number of molecule of ATP synthesized per pair of electron carried through the electron transport chain. The PO ratio for NADH is 2.5 and PO ratio is 1.5 for FADH2. Then how this FO-F1 molecule help in the ATP synthesis, it is explained by chemi-osmotic hypothesis. This hypothesis also called Mitchell's hypothesis, which was proposed by Mitchell in 1961. The electron transport in respiratory chain result in the movement of proton across the membrane from mitochondrial matrix into the intermembrane space. Due to proton movement from matrix to intermembrane space, the hydrogen atom which are positively charged, they become less in matrix, due to which the matrix become alkaline and more negatively charged, because hydrogen atom which are positively charged, they are moved in intermembrane space. This process creates the electrical gradient, means more positive charge in intermembrane space and more negative charge in matrix. When protons are transported back to matrix through ATP synthase complex, it get energized. The activated enzyme catalyze the synthesis of ATP from ADP and inorganic phosphate. The energy which is released during the proton transfer back into the matrix. For every 4 protons that are transported back into the matrix via FO F1 ATP synthase, 1 ATP is synthesized from ADP and inorganic phosphate. Then inhibitors of electron transport chain. These are the site specific inhibitor where ATP synthesis occur. Okay, the compound rotenone which present in fish poison, then barbiturate drugs, amytal and pyridine A, they binds with the complex 1. Okay, and it prevents the electron transfer from iron sulfur protein of complex 1 to coenzyme Q, due to which proton will not be moved from in intermembrane space, which are 4 proton which are moved in intermembrane space. It will inhibit that movement of proton. Then antimycin A and BAL, also called British anti-lewisite, inhibit the transfer of electron through complex 3 between cytochrome B and cytochrome C1. Similarly, cyanide and carbon monoxide, azide and hydrogen sulfide inhibit the complex 4, in which 2 protons move in intermembrane space. Carbon monoxide is react with reduced form of cytochrome, while cyanide and azide react with oxidized form of cytochrome and inhibit the proton movement in intermembrane space, due to which ATP synthesis will not takes place. Then uncouplers. Uncouplers are the compound which uncouple or delink the electron transport from oxidative phosphorylation are known as uncoupler. Uncoupler are different than inhibitors. Uncoupler allow the transfer of proton in intermembrane space. Okay, but they will increase the permeability of inner membrane of mitochondria, due to which proton will not come through the complex 5, they will come directly through that membrane, due to which ATP will not synthesize. The uncoupler allow the oxidation of substrate, for example NADH and FADH2, without ATP formation. They increase the permeability of inner mitochondrial membrane to proton hydrogen ion. The result is that ATP synthesis does not occur. The energy linked with transport of electron is dissipated as heat. The uncoupler are, for example, 2,4-dinitrophenol, then dinitrocresol pentachlorophenol, then trifluorocarbonyl cyanide, phenylhydrazone, and high dose of aspirin act as an uncoupler. Then physiological uncoupler. Certain physiological substances at high concentration also act as an uncoupler. These include thermogenin, thyroxine, and long chain of free fatty acid. The unconjugated bilirubin is also believed to act as an uncoupler. The hairless animal, hibernating animal, and animal adapted to cold possesses the specialized tissue called brown adipose tissue. Okay, the mitochondria of brown adipose tissue are rich in electron carrier, which carry out the oxidation, means there will be the oxidation of NADH and FADH2, which will, but it will uncouple from phosphorylation, means ATP will not synthesize. This causes the liberation of heat energy when fat is oxidized. The presence of active brown adipose tissue in certain individual is believed to protect them from becoming the obese, because this brown adipose tissue rich in mitochondria where uncouplers are present, which utilize that energy from NADH and FADH2 and produce the heat. They not produce the ATP. The excess of calorie are burned and liberated as a heat instead of being stored as a fat, and that's why that uncoupler present in brown adipose tissue, they lose the energy in the form of heat, and the person which having that brown adipose tissue, they become not fat. Then ionophore. Ionophore is collectively represent the lipophilic substance that promote the transfer of ion across the biological membrane. The antibiotic valinomycin and nigercin act as a ionophore for potassium ion. Other inhibitors are oligomycin, which prevent the mitochondrial oxidation as well as phosphorylation. It binds with the enzyme ATP synthase and block the proton channel and prevent their re-entry in matrix from intermembrane space. Then atractyloside, it inhibits the adenine nucleotide carrier and block the adequate supply of ADP in matrix, and therefore if there are no ADP available, there will be no phosphorylation of ADP into ATP and no ATP synthesis will take place.